It's that time of year again, my good friends. I truly cannot believe we have already reached the time of year where I take us through some of the biggest Roblox trends of the current year. Something I started in 2018, carried on the tradition in 2019, and I thought to myself, why on earth would I stop in the year of 2020? Because oh boy, 2020 has given us some absolute gems in quite literally every aspect we could think of. My first ever weird Roblox Trends video back in the year of 2018 is now my 6th most popular video on my entire channel with just over 1 million views. So I think it goes without saying that people really enjoy this type of video. So without further ado, it is my absolute pleasure to welcome each and every single one of you to the weird Roblox Trends of the year 2020. Hello there, please make sure to leave a like on this video and you'll become my favourite person in the whole entire world. And of course, please make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already, because we are getting so close to our goal of 280,000 subscribers. As per tradition, I took my quest to find out the weirdest trends of the current year over to you guys on Twitter, which is at ChloeGames by the way, just so you don't miss out on helping for any future videos that I may need help on. Reply, please tell me the best or the worst or the weirdest trends on Roblox during this year brackets 2020. Yes, it's already that time of year yet again. Yes, my disbelief for the year of 2020 almost being over and done with continues to shine through in everything I say and do. But also it has been 1 whole year and 2 days today since my last weird trends video, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that as my excuse. Throughout the replies, I think it's pretty evenly 50-50 on what everyone thought which Roblox trend truly deserves the title of the biggest trend of this year, no matter if it's the weirdest, the best, or quite frankly, the worst, because despite the title of this video, we don't just like to cover the weirdest trends anymore, but also some of the good and some of the bad as well. This puts it down to me to decide which of the 2 most mentioned trends we are going to talk about first, and so let's start off extremely strong. Let's talk about the cartoony rainbow trend within the Roblox UGC catalogue earlier this year. On the 3rd of August, I made a standalone video about this called Roblox Please Make It Stop brackets UGC hat trends, and that was because cartoony rainbow wasn't the only UGC trend to come out during that time, and quite frankly, I couldn't even begin to tell you where all of those trends came from. The only thing I know about them is that people enjoyed it at the beginning and it was a good laugh. Until it started getting super duper tiring to see and everyone just ended up being not the biggest fan of cartoony rainbow as it was coming to the end of its active lifespan. Out of all 200 replies I received on my tweet, I think it's fair to say that at least half of them only mentioned or at least included something about the cartoony rainbow UGC trend. Those hundreds and hundreds of shadowed accessories with rainbow outlines, why would anyone ever see the appeal to those, and how on earth did it become as big of a trend as it did? I suppose it doesn't matter now because that trend died down. The following trend, known as Shattered, also died down at pretty much the same time, and we haven't really had any recent trends become as prominent in the community as those, but I'm sure we will see another one eventually. So with that being said, moving on to the second most mentioned trend, we have something known as the Slender avatars and the copy and paste avatars. I'm not gonna lie, this isn't something I'm all that invested in, so I did have to do a little bit more research with this one, but after seeing so many people mention Slender characters, I really thought they meant from the actual Slender Man game. I can't find an actual written definition, so this is gonna be a mix of assumptions and also pieces of information I found from other people, but Google search Roblox Slenders and in the images section I found them. I found what people refer to as the Slenders, and it's basically this whole aesthetic mixed with making the character as tall and thin as you possibly can using the Roblox scaling options in the avatar editor. I'm sure everyone remembers throughout the previous years we have seen people stereotype online daters into being people who typically wear the salad hats, the frozen ice limbs, the bear mask, the Robloxian 2.0 package, basically just anything along those lines. You didn't wear any of those, and it wouldn't have been uncommon to find someone calling you an online dater. Perhaps I may have also fed into those stereotypes sometime in the past, but to see that still happening today is disappointing, because it goes without saying that online dating is an action and not based on what someone wears. If I go to the avatar editor right now and press on that Robloxian 2.0 package, I'm not gonna magically start online dating on Roblox out of nowhere. I'm literally just wearing a package from the catalogue. It means absolutely nothing. If I were to enter a game right now and start screaming 1, 2, 3 for a beautiful wife, I think that's where it reaches a point that we can in fact call that online dating, because that is the actions. What I'm wearing doesn't make a difference to those actions. It also seems that the Slenders and copy and paste avatars are now being classed as online daters too, so this leads me to believe that they are taking over the role of the salad hairs and the 2.0 avatars, but other than that, I don't truly know why they are such a significant thing that people keep mentioning. If people hit Slenders or copy and pastes purely based on what they are wearing, then I absolutely do not agree with that. Like, I have seen people go as far as to say that Roblox needs to ban them all, and it's as simple as that, but where is the hate coming from? Perhaps I will never figure this out, so I think this is a great place for us to move on to the next thing. Let's travel our way over to the third Roblox trend of this year, and I think this is one that any of you could have guessed, whether you are new to Roblox or not, because the last time we saw something from this trend happen was barely even 1 week ago. Roblox developers copying or even straight up stealing some very popular games from outside of Roblox. We first saw it happen multiple times with Fall Guys, not even 2 days after Fall Guys got released on Steam, and we already saw something called drop blocks get announced. They didn't even give the original Fall Guys game time to breathe. Then various other Fall Guys clones and copies began appearing all over Roblox, but after the hype surrounding that game started dying down, we got to stand by and watch as a bunch of different Roblox developers began making copies and clones of Among Us instead, because that's the game that picked up where Fall Guys left off. First came Impostor, and honestly that's still on the front page today, and even as we are speaking right now, the game has around 30,000 players. I've made a few different videos about the sudden prominent appearance of Fall Guys and Among Us inspired games on Roblox, and so I think my own personal opinions are already something that's out there floating around, and something that a fair amount of people are already aware of, but I basically always said that Fall Guys copies were inevitable, seeing as the game on Steam cost $20 to buy, and so I could always see the appeal of giving Roblox players a free alternative to that, but I just never understood why they did the same thing with Among Us, considering the game on Steam costs just $5, or you could download it on mobile for absolutely nothing. The game is free, and this is why Among Us on Roblox just never made sense to me. It's ultimately harmless, and if the creators of the original games do not care and don't want to take the games down, then that is the biggest concern crossed off the list, but a whole lot of people still seem to think that other communities and the gaming industry as a whole is going to start taking Roblox less seriously if all we become known for is copies and clones of popular games like Fall Guys and Among Us. I imagine the same thing that happened with Fall Guys and the Roblox versions of that, the same thing is eventually going to happen with Among Us and its Roblox versions too. So now here we are onto our fourth and final weird Roblox trend of the year 2020 already. This is a bittersweet moment, my friends. Everything good must come to an end, but this also means that there is not going to be another weird Roblox trends video until this time next year. The fourth and final Roblox trend of 2020 was strangely the fact that Roblox kept going down and left the entire platform unplayable for hours and hours at a time, multiple times throughout the year. This was one of the less mentioned things, but even so, I personally wanted to include it because the vast variety of reasons that Roblox went down throughout this year is insane, and almost unlike anything we have ever seen before. Of course, the entire world basically got paused this year, and quite honestly, we haven't yet been unpaused, but with quarantine and lockdown and all of that good stuff, quite literally everyone has been spending all of their time inside. Roblox has become a big escape from all of that for a whole lot of people, and also one of the biggest boredom killers, and their numbers even went from 100 million monthly players to almost 200 million monthly players. So with the sudden influx of tens of millions of new players on top of the amount we typically experience, that caused a bunch of connection issues, and also people seem to think that the most recent situations where Roblox went down was the fault of Adopt Me releasing a new egg into their game. Whatever you want to believe regarding that, I will leave that completely up to you. And with that being said and done with, this concludes the Weird Roblox Trends 2020 edition. Like I said, this is a very bittersweet moment, but I still very much enjoyed making this video, and I would even go as far as to say that I much preferred making the 2020 trends video compared to the 2019 or the 2018 trends video. But anyway, let me know you guys think of the weirdest and the best and the worst Roblox trends from the year of 2020. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.